Keegan, can you just describe the past 24 hours for you guys, especially after the play-in loss and then all the events that have happened after?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been a whirlwind of a season, and the last 24 hours is no different. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough to kind of not think about, but just internalize right now and stuff like that. So you just have to move on. Um, and obviously, I'm glad Maya took a chance on me when he drafted me. So.
Yeah, Keegan, I don't know, how would you describe the season for yourself?
No, I'm not disappointed. I think, especially defensively, I took a really big leap. Being able to guard 1 through 5 effectively is really hard in the league. There's not many people that can do it. But obviously, offensively, you want to be a little bit better and things like that. But there's not really an excuse or anything. It's just putting my head down and still working. Work harder this summer, just figure out different things.
Keegan, building off of that, the defensive responsibility that you.
I mean, ideally, I don't want to be guarding the 5-man every game. It's not the most fun thing in the world. But if I have to do it, I have to do it, regardless of who's on our team, who's not. But I mean, at the end of the day, team defense wins championships and things like that. And with Dallas, they got a lot of guys that can defend their position really well, and you see how effective they were last night with that. So,
Keegan, you're extension eligible this offseason. How much do you think about that and consider that with where the franchise is at, and what factors do you think contribute to looking at that?
yeah, I mean, I haven't thought too much into it, to be honest, with everything that's going on this year. But I mean, obviously, I want to be in Sacramento. It's where I was drafted, things like that. So. Just, I guess, have talks and stuff and talk to my agent, see what's going on, figure it out from there. Yeah. Yeah.
You seem to have a really good relationship with not only De'Aaron, but Mike. Just what kind of was it like for you to go through the changes that happened this year? And did it make it difficult at all to still just focus on the basketball throughout the whole thing?
I think, yeah, with Mike, honestly, we had a good relationship my first couple of years here. And I know he's still in good spirits and things like that. And Fox, I mean, obviously he's been here for 7 years, things like that. I still talk to him pretty much every week, and but we've continued our relationship. And obviously it's tough losing him, but at the end of the day, that's the business of the league, and I just have to move forward and just obviously wish him the best for both of them.
Keegan, first of all, how's the wedding planning going? Are you taking part in that, or are you letting Carly kind of take the reins?
Nah, I've been sitting in the meetings, but she's been doing pretty much most of it. So I'm gonna help out a little more since the season's over. But yeah, it'll be later on this summer, so we're excited for it.
Congrats again on that. And then DeMar just talked about his number one priority this offseason is getting to work with you and just pushing you. How much are you looking forward to that, and just what's your relationship been like with him this season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously since he signed later in the summer or whatever happened, I wasn't really able to go down with him in LA. But I've already talked to some guys, and I feel like we're gonna have a lot of guys down there. Just being able to finally, as a team, get together and work out, and just try and build chemistry that way. I think the biggest thing too is just having those dinners or doing things outside of basketball too. Then on the court, everything just seems seamless. But I mean, he's been in the league for a while, and whatever I can do to learn from him, especially offensively, will just help me with more dimensions in my game. So,
Keegan, two things. One, do you feel like you have a position where you feel most comfortable and natural? Would it be the 3, the 4?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere on the wing, I feel pretty good.
Okay. And you know, and tell me if you disagree with this, but you've been asked to be a different player each year that you've been here in some aspect. Like, do you feel like that's been beneficial for you in rounding out your game, or you know, maybe in some ways detrimental, or maybe even both?
I mean, yeah, but obviously I had to fill roles within the team now that I think about it every year. So with me, I think eventually it'll pay off. I know that eventually good things are going to happen, things like that. So I'm not worried about anything. I know my time's going to come, and whether it's next year or a couple years after, I know eventually it'll be my time.
Keegan, kind of going back to what we were discussing a second ago, with your development on the defensive end, definitely been well documented. On the offensive side, has it been difficult just with all the players on the roster, losing your point guard, trying to figure out how to run the offense? Has it been difficult to find your place in the offense, do you think? And do you think that's something that can be fixed next season, or do you think you need to just have some more of like a overtly prominent role in order to be able to do that?
No, I think in a way it's been difficult just because, especially my first years, we're just so used to the DHO game, the split action, and just all guys kind of moving at the same time, and you never know who's going to get the shot. So, but yeah, I guess a little bit has been difficult, but at the end of the day, it is who we have on our roster, and we have to make it work if we want to have success. So.
Keegan, yes, it has been a topsy-turvy season, to say the least. But is there anything that you see, that could be improved organizational, structure-wise, to improve some of those, or do those things do not bother you? You're just here to play basketball.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been in the league, like I've learned that like it's a business. Like you've seen this year, there's been a lot of people, whether it's coaches, GMs, assistants, or whoever it is, get fired and things like that. So there's things changing each year, and I think with us in Sacramento, it's just kind of been like a all at once kind of thing. For me, I'm not too worried about who's in the front office, things like that. I really just want to focus on myself and how I can better our team moving forward, and have those atmospheres where we're in the playoffs and playing big games again.
Keegan, you talk about like guarding 1 through 5 this year. Like how physically taxing was that for you, and have you had to like adjust how you go about like preparing for games, like just like treating your body and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like, especially this year, just having to be in the weight room a little more, whether that's for just maintenance, whether that's for a real lift, things like that. And then I feel like I took my recovery a lot more, just knowing that there wasn't going to be a game where I'm just guarding a guy, a shooter, or anything like that. Like I'm going to be on the primary defender no matter who it is. So there's a lot more I did, especially scouting wise, learning guys' tendencies as much as I could, because I've never really experienced guarding 5s even in college. So yeah, there's definitely a learning curve for sure.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Keegan.
Work on the ball game.